What is happening, champions? Here we are once again in the D.W.2, the German Tier 4 heavy tank, and we are once again in a Tier 4 maximum match. I just keep getting lucky having these great matchmaking matches, and I have a lot of fun in this one. This is a great match. It kind of showcases how this gun is really wild. I mean, sometimes you're very accurate, and sometimes you just can't hit the broadside of a barn. And it's just, it's really frustrating. But at the same time, the tank does great. It does awesome in these lower tier matches. I have heard a lot about how this tank doesn't do very well in higher tier matches, tier 5, tier 6. And that's, for me, that's kind of obvious. I mean, look at the counterpart to this tank. You've got the French with a tier 4 heavy tank as well, the B1. And that thing is just a pile of shit. At least this guy is fun to drive. Even getting the B1 into a Tier 4 maximum match, it's not going to do very well. There was one time in that tank that I came close to a Top Gun, and it just wasn't meant to be. I mean, that thing, I'm glad I got rid of that. I don't expect any videos from it, because it's not going to happen. But this guy, I can pour videos out of this thing, I think even at the higher tiers. So, right off the bat, we're coming up against one of the most heavily armored opponents on the enemy team, the M3 Lee. And that's only a medium tank, so it's not too much to worry about. As you can see, both those shots hit it. That one missed. That one hit. That one hit. And this is at 433 meters. So right now it's being very well behaved. It's being a great gun. Fast rate of fire. It's penetrating half the time, and it's just hitting the target, and that's just awesome. But right here, this M3 Lee is going to be tough to get through, especially if he's angled. But I gotta try. I gotta try and take out the best tank on the enemy team. I guess I should say. Best with quotations. Because it's an M3 Lee, after all. Now we've got an Electo up here. I also have a T40. I do have one kill, but our team is losing 1 to 4. So let's try and move up and see what we can do. The team split very well, in my opinion. I thought we had plenty of tanks that went south, and that the main push was going to be coming from this town. But it just got it just went the way that we got outmatched. The enemy team was doing much better in this match than we were. We actually had an enemy drown there, so now it's 15 on 14 tanks. Huh. That's kind of funny. If you notice that down in the battle chat. M3 Lee. Bam, that's what I'm talking about. So there's 2 kills right there. The LTP was pretty easy to kill. The M3 Lee, easy to kill as well, but it very easily could have bounced had I not been aiming at his side. That's a little too tough armor for this gun, and that's exactly why going up into the higher tiers, 5 and 6, this tank is not going to do very well. And I can understand why people would say that on the forums or in the comments. Yeah, this tank in a tier 5 maximum match even is not going to do well. But I seem to be getting really good matchmaking and having a lot of fun driving this thing. T40, we're going to sneak up behind him, put a few shots into him. Boom. I think he's got the derp cannon. We'll see. Yep, he's got the derp cannon. He does a pretty substantial amount of damage to me. But he did not hurt me enough to stop me from killing his friends. Ooh, that was a damn good hit. I believe that's an Electo with the derp cannon. So let's get down into this depression and try and avoid his shots. Now this is really frustrating. Okay, so I've gotten 2 good hits on this priest. I'm firing at his last known location. There he is again. Ah! Come on, for fuck's sake. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. The last shot I get him, just before he disappears behind the horizon. And that M8A1 is a damn good player. He ends up getting quite a few kills. in this match, and I'm not going to ruin it, but he gets one really important kill. I'm sure you can infer what I'm trying to say there. But I do have my Top Gun. I'm very happy with that. There's that M8A1 player again. And I'm trying to take care not to come too much over this ridge. I don't want that Electo shooting me again. Not after what just happened. Got a T-50. Now watch this. This is 500 meters away. Put one shot in him. That one bounces. Another shot into this guy. And right now he's going, what the fuck is hitting me? And I'm only doing 60 damage per shot. But I am hitting him reliably. Now, it's just really confusing because I'm having some matches in this tank where the accuracy is just absolutely terrible. And then other matches like this where I'm hitting stuff from 400, 500 meters away with ease. The question is, am I penetrating it? And the answer to that is some of the time I'm not. It's pretty much half the time I am not penetrating the enemy. And that might be due in part to the distance. The bullet or the shell, or no, not the shell, the slug is losing velocity in the air, and it's just not penetrating the target when it gets there. Which sucks, but, I mean, you can't really expect a lot out of this tank. It's not a tank destroyer, and that gun is not a very high caliber gun. I mean, what are you looking at? You're looking at a 50mm gun. That's really low, but, I mean, at these tiers, it's perfect, but at the same time, I'm used to dealing with 122 millimeters, and maybe even, you know, the lowest is like a 76mm on the Stug. So yeah. And at this point, I've realized that we need to win this by capping, because they have two people over there, but the M1 or M8A1 player has come back to deal with us, and we have three people over here, so we have to win this by capping. We can't just rush back and lose. Put a good shot into the M8A1. Put another one, but he's just not afraid of me anymore. Takes his time, picks his shot, and takes me out. But I did do a substantial amount of damage to him before he took me out. Can he steal the Top Gun from me? Nope. He's gone. We're going to win by capping. The match went really well, in my opinion, and it just shows you another example of how much better this tank is than the B1. And I know, I mean, you don't get a choice. If you want to get to the French heavy tanks, you have to go through the B1. But I'm just pointing out the fact that the only other comparable tank, Tier 4 heavy tank, is the B1. And I'll show the video a little bit longer here. I believe the M8A1 throws in his GG. Good player, honorable player, very good match. Alrighty then, let's go to the after-battle results. Well, there you have it. Another fantastic match in the Der Sprüchwagensfly, or the D.W.2, whatever you want to call it. I got killed, though, by an M8A1. He just took his time aiming, even while I was shooting at him, and just picked his shot and killed me. So unfortunately that happened, but we still got the Top Gun. We still had a hell of a game, damaged quite a few tanks, even put 5 shots into that T-50, and he still didn't die, but we did crit his track. So, you know, at least we administered some damage there. Sharpshooter, 27,973 credits, 2,624 experience. Top Gun as my battle merit. We didn't quite destroy everything we shot at, but we sure shot at a lot of stuff. So we're looking at the M8A1 got hurt, T-50 got hurt, and the Panzer IIIA all got hurt by us. So that was a very good match. I had a lot of fun driving this tank. I still do. It's just a really, really good tank, and I suggest you get out there and play it before they nerf it. So let's take a look at what we critted. On the M3 Lee, we knocked out the track. On the T-50, we knocked out the track. On the Cruiser 2, we injured the gunner. On the Cruiser 4, we knocked out the gun, injured the gunner. On the Panzer IIIA, we knocked out the track. Team score, 1,293 damage, 6 kills, 875 experience with Top Gun as my battle merit. 48 shots fired, 31 direct hits, 27 penetration. So it does have a little bit of a problem penetrating, and it does have a little bit of a problem hitting. The accuracy isn't the best on it. Let's take a look here. Yeah, you're looking at 0.4 accuracy, which is not good. And I mean, it's a 50 caliber gun, so the damage isn't very good. The penetration isn't very good. But God, that rate of fire really makes up for that. And in such a low tier, penetration, damage, accuracy, it's not all really that important. I mean, this machine is so good with this gun, it doesn't matter that you don't have good accuracy or good penetration. Nobody really has the armor to stand up to your 50mm shells anyway. So that works out very well for you. And as you have seen, 1,293 damage done, 5 hits received, 5 of them penetrated. So my armor did not save me this time. I was kind of counting on it too much at the end, and that's what killed me. But normally the armor works very well on this machine. You can usually rely on it, but I may have just given the enemy too much of my flank. They may have just gotten too lucky, and that it cost me. So we ended up not using premium until the end there, when I had to make them count, and I did, and I'm going to stand by it, that really is what helped win the game for the team, because that M8A1 was a good driver, and I took off 80% of his health with all the shots that I carefully placed on him. So I'm very happy. I stand by that use of premium. Plus, wasn't that expensive. It's a 50mm gun, so it ends up I make a pretty damn good profit. Anyway, there's another match in this beautiful tank, the D.W.2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a like, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Take it easy, gents.